Come into his presence with singing. Psalm 100, verse 2. One of the world's best loved psalms is Psalm 100. Listen to its opening words of invitation. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Joyful noise, gladness, singing, more singing. Come into his presence with singing. Well, somebody should have told the psalmist that in many parts of the world today, we can't sing. We've been living through a pandemic, and singing together is one of the acts we do with some risk to others. Many of us may have to wear face masks as we move through our day. It is difficult to come into his presence with singing during these days of COVID-19. Who would have ever thought that singing could be considered dangerous? Fortunately, there are some very creative individuals who have found ways to create virtual choirs. It has been fascinating to watch Salvationists and others bring the world's singing voices together virtually. I have appreciated these efforts, and I do my best to sing along with them. But I miss coming into the Lord's presence and singing with his people in person. I miss coming with others, knowing that some of us have good reasons to rejoice. I also miss coming with those who are feeling disappointment or hurt from the week. Some of us will sing with energy, but there will be those in our midst whose voices can barely be heard. I admit, I am not a singer. I sing best when there is a robust brass band. It's for that reason that I like the words of Song 346. We need each other's voice to sing. The song of our hearts would raise, to set the whole world echoing with one great hymn of praise. We blend our voices to complete the melody that starts with God, who sets and keeps the beat that stirs our loving hearts. Coming into the Lord's presence with singing has a way of uniting us. Singing together helps us learn to sing from the same music. Musicians will know how challenging it is to come together and begin and to realize you have the wrong music in front of you. It happens, right? But this is about more than music. As we go about our mission, we can find ourselves saying, let's make sure we are singing from the same page. Singing together unites us in our worship and in our mission. In our multicultural world, however, it also means that we learn to sing music of different cultures. One of the privileges of serving in the office of the general is that Rosalie and I get to hear Salvationists from all parts of the world come into the Lord's presence with singing. Many Salvationists have learned their music in the tradition of the West, but there are musical traditions in many other cultures. We see this in India and in Africa. We saw it in Cuba. We're also aware that there are wonderful indigenous singing, such as New Zealand's Maori peoples and the Pacific Islands. I may find it a bit more difficult to join in singing with my voice, but I join with them in spirit, and often with the swaying of my body. When we put it all together, Salvationist voices become a gesture towards the realization of Psalm 100's opening words. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth, all nations, all cultures, all Salvationists around the world. Above all, it's important for us to keep in mind the focus of our singing. The psalmist instructs us with these words, "Come into his presence with singing and know that the Lord is God. It is he that made us. We are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture." God has acted in history to form a people shaped by his holy character. The Lord is our shepherd, our king, and this Lord is good, faithful to all generations. When we sing from the same page, we engage in the same mission in response to the same faithful God. Hopefully, we will all soon be permitted to come into the Lord's presence with abandoned voices and without face mask. In the meantime, sing along with the virtual choirs and hum your favorite song. As you come into the Lord's presence in this week, may you know that the Lord is good. As you come into the Lord's presence with singing, may you know that Salvationists around the world are rejoicing with you. As you give thanks to his name, may you be assured that God's steadfast love for his world and his faithfulness is for all generations. May the Lord bless you.